We are here at Elephant in You Farms that are building a chemical-free and sustainable clothing line. So how did you guys meet?
We met in our part-time in US.
What were you studying?
We were doing masters in engineering management. Yeah. So
But we met at a part-time. She was in a different college, I was in a different college initially. Some Indian startup, before all these home grocery deliveries were really picking up, they started a grocery delivery business, primarily focused at Indian groceries. I think we worked there, like that's where I met her.
yeah.
Then
And we learned a lot from there.
then she moved to the college I was studying.
Big for you?
No.
I mean, I was done కదా అప్పటికి.
Yeah.
I was done. She did a year in St. Thomas. I was out of the college. She joined the college second year. So yeah.
What qualities in each other do you guys like?
Good question.
Honesty. I mean, honesty, being honest. Yeah, I think that's what helps you in building. If you're honest with each other, I think it gives you a better foundation. You know, you can trust what you're talking. You know that what she's telling or what I'm telling is true. You're not living in a dilemma. Yeah.
So you guys started Elephant in You about 2 years ago, right? Or
Yeah.
2
I
years
mean,
ago.
1 year.
officially, I think this year, I mean last year, 2022, and just 6 months official registration and all that stuff. But the journey started 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I think, I mean, initially the idea was not to start a company, but it's a pursuit of learning how the color comes out, right? How it all happens.
Why specifically color? Why were you guys interested in color?
I think color is something that we use everywhere. So, like, I mean, we distinguish some things based on color. So, color is part of our life, if you can see. So, it's not just about clothes, but the extraction of color, it takes ages. I mean, there are some communities particularly dedicated to color extraction. So, but it has become like polluting now. And it is the second most, fashion is the second most polluting industry in terms of dyeing and also the production. So that's why we were like, why not color?
So,
But the reason where it all started was she used to have allergy issues,
Yeah,
as in
sensitive skin.
sensitive skin. So whenever she tried on new clothes, she used to get these rashes. Like she did not figure out that till she was 25. Like just couple. I mean, she did not know why it was happening. She thought it was normal whenever you tried on new clothes. But I don't know how you discovered, but the reason why she was getting these rashes when she tried on new clothes was the dyes that were involved in coloring this
The
fabric.
dyes, the chemicals
Chemical
and in
dyes.
the process.
And like if you know, some of the cotton fabrics today have a coating to make it fire resistant. Some of the polyester and cotton blends have I don't know what coating, but it's a coating which prevents it from getting fire. So that's the starting point. Like that kind of triggered us. Like, damn, I mean, a lot of people get it, but we don't observe when we try new clothes. I mean, it's somewhere happening behind you. You scratch it. You ignore it. It's not a pressing thing.
It's a temporary thing, but still,
it's
yeah, it is.
That instilled the curiosity. Why is it
Yeah.
happening?
yeah. Do you think it only happens with cotton clothes, or does
No,
it happen even
anything.
with
It happens with the dye. So the
The primary
chemicals
reason
that
is
they
dye.
use in the dye. Yeah.
Got it.
And then when I started researching, I came to know it is polluting also. So it's not just about harmful to your skin; it's polluting to the environment.
So harmful to yourself, harmful to everyone else.
Yeah. And there are people dying
From
from drinking the water that they use in the dyes. So they just directly like throw everything into the river systems, and river systems are getting disturbed. People are drinking the same water. If you go to Bangladesh, I think there is a lot of impact that has been because of this dyes.
mm,
So yeah.
yeah. So you had mentioned you actually started a studio before. So just like learning about dyes and coloring. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I used to go every day to the studio. I used to like source flowers from temples. Like and my mom, me, and there used to be one helper. We used to take out all the petals and then dry them out, and then
People
experiment
were
with.
curious. People were like really
Yeah.
looking at her Siri, Why is she collecting these leftover or something that you throw? Why are you collecting
But
these flowers?
many people supported also. I mean, one pujari, he used to call me. We have these flowers today. Come and get it. He used to call me.
Once he understood like what she is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you doing with those flowers?
I used to do eco printing, so trying on different fabrics, how the color comes, pigment comes, and there are something called mordants. So mordants help the color to fix to the fabric. So there are different mordants. So different mordants give different colors from the same flower. So I used to experiment with different mordants, fabrics, with all the flowers, and then source different colors from places. And then try experiment with that.
There's a particular story, like really curious. There's this guy in the market. There used to be a market close to our house in Tenali. So once I don't know if you went there to buy some veggies or whatever. She found a lot of onion peel waste. She asked him like, "What are you going to do with this?" "I'm going to throw it away." "Can you put it in a bag and give it to me?" I was like, I think he was like, oh, I'll do it. I mean, she explained him what I was going to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it. So he I think in 2 days he filled up a huge bag of just onion peels, leftover onion peels, and she got it dyed, and I think you showed him the photo fabric. She took it to him and showed the fabric. I was like, oh. I mean, he was shocked. Like, can you do this? Okay. So every week he would call her up. I have a new bag. I have a new bag. We don't need that much, right? So we were just doing small samples. But once people understand, right?
Yeah.
Once people understand that story,
They'll support
you.
Support.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's inspired from the lifestyle of an elephant. It consumes a lot in the forest and also poops a lot. But along with that poop, there are a lot of undigested seeds, and it walks for a very long time, and it's a huge migratory animal, as we know. So along this process, as it poops, that poop becomes manure for the seeds, and these seeds turn into huge trees and forests. So at least personally, I feel elephant was one of the cornerstone animal to spread forests in such a huge scale. And we humans, I think, also have those qualities within us where we want to do a lot more good, but in modern day, it's getting a lot more difficult for us to follow those sustainable practices or lifestyles. So I think it's our initiative or our idea that being again inspired from elephant, and also in you means it's a reminder that there's an elephant in you too. Right, it's just that.
Yeah, and also elephant footprint is like when it's a huge animal.
Especially in the rainy season. I don't know if you
season.
guys have seen this documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Right, during rainy seasons, when elephants walk, they leave those footprints in the ground because the land is wet. They leave those footprints, and when rain falls, it fills up those small footprints, right? Small, like frogs, all these kind of small animals kind of makes that as a breeding ground, right? They lay their eggs, the tadpoles form, and new ecosystems forms there. Can you just imagine that?
Just a footprint.
Just a footprint is responsible for creating that lifestyle, like ecosystem over there. So
Also, like it is directly relatable to humans also. the footprints that we are causing on the planet in terms of anything can be
Positive or
Yeah.
can be destructive, right? So it's just a reminder, like, you know.
there is an elephant in you.
This is indigo. The raw form. This is actually a leaf, still in the raw form. We can still extract color using this. Usually, cakes are made out of this thing for better dye. But one interesting aspect of, if you're an American, I think it's a very interesting story. So jeans, original jeans was blue in color. The reason being, so it actually it started with cowboys, right? The people who used to ride horses. Um, they had uh, they had dyed their jeans with indigo because it had a natural antibacterial and antifungal properties. You know, when they used to ride, there used to be a lot of cuts or bruises from those harsh riding, and this indigo helped in naturally, you know, healing those wounds. But eventually, it became fashionable, and today it's synthetic. Doesn't make any sense anymore. Today it's just style. So, but earlier it had a purpose why they dyed it with indigo. One other aspect of indigo is that not enjoy. So one of the reasons why Britishers came to India was for indigo, apart from spices. You know, they used it to dye their clothes. That the huge textile mills in Manchester. You know, they exported it from India back to England. So it was probably called blue gold back then.